And we're back. Did you miss me? Of course you did. Like my new shirt? It's actually not new. Again, you haven't seen it yet. I love jewel tones. I feel like a peacock. Alright, so we're reading Almost Odis by me, Dusty Thompson. Go buy your copy on Amazon so I can buy me some more cute shirts. And we are going to be starting on page 85. The blog title is Saturday, January 21st, 2012. Give me a D, give me an O, give me a nut. It spells donut, in case you didn't know that. Here we go! This morning I was awakened by an unnervingly peppy gentleman who looked disturbingly like the dad. This man came into my bedroom and practically sang me awake, wanting to know if I wanted coffee. My mother did this most of my life. Well, singing me awake, not asking if I wanted coffee. And while my teenage response was usually one of internalized annoyance, I really appreciated her sunny disposition. The dad, he had admitted his identity under rapid-fire questioning. On the other hand, has never been called vivacious by anyone other than some random cousin mispronouncing the word vicious. I kid, but the dad typically moves very slowly and is often less than peppy due to a lot of pain from his back and shoulder surgeries. When I asked what I owed this new Mary Poppins-esque temperament, he said he wasn't hurting too bad due to his new pain medication. But I suspected it was also due to his happiness over my allowing him 2 Krispy Kreme donuts for dessert last night. Who knew a sugar high could last until the next day? If he weren't diabetic, I'd give him donuts every day. Well, I enjoyed my coffee, and he sat grinning and chatting. I had a bit of deja vu due to his maniacal smile and chirpy disposition. It reminded me of the time I got stranded in San Antonio due to a snowstorm in the D.C. area. It's true, it's a very long story. But the reason I was in San Antonio to begin with was at the invitation of my sister, who was attending along with my aunt, cousin, and cousin's daughter. Hey, Aunt Perry, and Ken, and Morgan, and Peyton and Chantel. The Mid-South Cheer Finals. I was aware of competition cheer squads being as involved in my niece Peyton's activities as I can be from a distance of half a country. But prior to Peyton joining a competition cheer squad, I was confused about private cheerleading teams. Who do they cheer for, I wondered? Do they have private football teams? Maybe they rented themselves out to schools with no coordinated girls or something. I don't know. But you can get money for cheerleading in college. I should know. I, your humble chronicler, was a cheerleader for 1 semester in college, basketball cheerleader for Southwest Mississippi Community College. Go Bears. Two of my aunts, 2 of my cousins, and 1 of their daughters, and now my niece Peyton, have led the cheers at various sporting contests. This is a phenomenal level of school spirit to come off one Louisiana turn row. Do you hear me? Let me tell you, these Mid-South cheer finals were an experience I'll never forget. As a side note, if you've ever lost a polka dot, well, buddy, I found it. Everything there was polka dotted, zebra striped, or bedazzled. Sometimes all 3. Red glitter eyeshadow, pink glitter lip gloss, and rhinestone studded hair bows, which could have topped the Christmas tree in Rockefeller Plaza. And that's just the cheer moms and the cheer meemaws. We made it to the Alamo Dome and stand in line to buy a ticket. $30 per person in 2012, y'all. Ouch. However, as I was dressed for the occasion in red chinos, a white button-down, and a navy blazer, I was mistaken for a coach and let in for free, given a commemorative backpack and a free bottle of spirit water. Well, not really, but I was thanked for my spirit on more than one occasion. Well, not thanked per se. People said, woo, and pointed at me a lot, so it's nice to see others supportive of my fashion choices. As far as this competition, let me tell you, nothing could have prepared me for this. 3,600 hyperactive tots, tweens, and teens being herded onto a stage to perform gravity-defying stunts with a disturbing amount of sass and spunk and even more disturbing amount of eye makeup. Like, for real, they look like hookers, y'all. It's very scary. Those contortionists in Cirque du Soleil couldn't have pulled off what some of these little Hunters and Fallons and Dakotas did without losing their hostile smiles. That's a cheer smile. It's scary. The coaches called it projection. I called it maniacal. Of course, I said this to myself. Hell hath no fury like a cheer mom with her own bejeweled spirit stick accompanied by her I pay she cheers t-shirt clad spouse. And you would not believe what these children are asked to do. There's a move called a scorpion. They take their foot and pull it in a circle behind them until their toes touch the back of their heads, people. Standing up 6 feet or more in the air in someone else's hands while going like this. It's It's almost more than you can bear to watch. But we did it from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. without a break. After so many groups, it's funny how commonplace something unbelievable can become. No wonder this generation isn't impressed as they are going through regimented exercises which would have put Mary Lou Retton into traction during her heyday. After several hours of similar routines with varying degrees of success, including lost bows, which is a deduction in points, and somehow a lost shoe. How do you lose your shoe? But somebody did, which is another deduction. I almost couldn't take it anymore. I don't know if there are points deducted for making overweight performers wear belly shirts that Heidi Klum couldn't pull off without some degree of embarrassment, but there should be. Those poor babies, oh my gosh. I'm so glad that boys get to wear different clothes than the girls, because I could, rocking a belly shirt, I have never been able to do that. No one really should. Prior to this experience, I had never witnessed a scorpion other than in my sister's yard in Texas. After a while, I began to get bored with the whole thing. The same snippets of the same songs with similar routines, it all blurred together. By the end of the day, after I had ingested more overpriced water and foot-long corn dogs than a felonious carnival worker, I began to view those amazing feats with bored derision, like, is that all you've got, Amberly? A scorpion? How about when you're fully extended, you ring a bell with your feet or spell out Cheer Nation in sign language with your toes? Maybe then I'll be impressed. Knowing full well I could not contort my body into those shapes without the assistance of a mechanical taffy puller and an overzealous chiropractor. And even then, it's just not going to happen. I'm not bendy. I'm just not anymore. I used to be bendy. Some things aren't meant to move in those ways, least of all wearing clearance price Brooks Brothers. True story. When I saw the first team complete a scorpion, I felt compelled to give them a standing ovation. I stood and clapped, but noticed the only people standing were the parents of the performers. My sister just shook her head and laughed. By the end, I was done. I was so weak from the overwhelming too muchness of it all, I would have agreed to chips and queso with Charles Manson to get back to the hotel. Okay, full disclosure, I would eat queso with Charles Manson right now if he were alive. Is he alive? Is he dead? Another hardly thing in his head. I love queso. Speaking of queso, I just remembered that I have leftover quesadilla in the refrigerator, and I feel compelled to attend to this matter right now. I'll leave you with this. I salute all those who cheer, those who clap along in the stands, psychotically or not, and most importantly, those who make Krispy Kreme's donuts. Seriously, they're doing the Lord's work, y'all. And all God's children said, Amen. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.